on 7. My name is Renata Samos-Cod.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kevin Mendes. Welcome to your Friday episode of Sunup on 7. Thank you so much for welcoming Renata into your space if you're watching via Facebook, cable, or YouTube. It's a pleasure being with you, Ren. Let's tease them what can they expect on today's show.
Music is coming in. We're talking about all the great stuff. Battle of the Drums. Let's find out all you need to know about this. Where you need to be, what's the support need to be like, and all of the good stuff. But what else do we have up our sleeve?
It's Friday, and today we're featuring an artist. Stay tuned to find out who is Zoe and his new music video.
So all that and so much more. But you know how this works. Put your comments in the comment section. Live right phone. And usually respectful, of course. Wee! I messed it up this today. Let's start it over.
Do it again?
I did it over. Let me do it over.
Okay.
Like a minute.
It's Friday. It's okay.
Put your comments in the comment section. Make it live, interactive, fun, and respectful, of course. Woo!
Yes.
Okay.
Great job.
I was like, whoa! I messed it up.
Now let's go.
That's worth looking for today. Just in time,
and he's here to talk to us
the
about
writing appears on the
show that we're on right now. Tell me.
We're the first ones to see.
And we're going to be talking about the hot show that has been
The
happening
world
this
that
weekend.
we see
So
may seem that will never change. They say, but if you tear down the wall that's blinding us all, you'll see the way today. A place to call your home, a place where you can go. Stand by me and we'll take flight. We'll be there at morning.
Muy buenos días, my beautiful Sunup on 7 family. Welcome to your Friday episode. It's April 17th. Once more, thank you so much for welcoming Renata into your space, wherever you're watching us from. And for those watching via Facebook, let us know how you're feeling, what you're celebrating. And before we get into all that goodness, we're going to bring you the weather, and that's courtesy of the Belize Met Service.
Good morning, Belize. Fair and a mostly dry airflow continues to dominate our weather. The 24-hour forecast for Belize and her coastal waters calls for mostly sunny skies today, and high temperatures are expected to reach 86 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 92 inland, and 80 over the mountains. Tonight, the skies will be clear to partly cloudy, with low temperatures of 78 along coastal areas to 68 over inland and 62 in the higher elevation. Showers will be isolated. The wind will blow from the east at 5 to 15 knots and the sea state will be choppy. A high tide will occur at 9:20 this morning, a low at 4:27 this evening, and at a high at 10:44 tonight and a low at 4 minutes past 4 tomorrow morning. The sun rose at 5:35 this morning and will set at 9 minutes past 6. The moon rises at 5:28 a.m. and will set at 6:36 p.m. The outlook for Saturday and Saturday night is for generally fair weather to prevail and showers will be isolated. In the sargassum forecast, significant amounts of sargassum are expected to continue impacting coastal destinations during the next few days. And in the fire forecast, the risk for forest and bush fires will continue to be low to moderate through the next 24 hours. And that concludes your morning forecast that was prepared here at the National Meteorological Service.
And that is your weather.
That's the weather update, and of course, that was our traffic count. Seeing the traffic slowly trickle in. So for everybody that's traveling at the moment, we wish them a safe journey to wherever they're going. You know, people are leaving their house with the mission of going to work or wherever they're going from, and hopefully they make it back home also.
Yeah, you would take these things for granted so often.
Yes.
So let's treasure the fact that we had life. God gave us breath this morning and we're able to get to school, get to work, get to our family. Wherever we need to go, we be able to get today. So
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. So Ren, is Friday. I'm gonna ask you your mood, but this in an interesting way. So yesterday I was listening to this podcast, and I've been telling people about it with a fashion therapist, and then
Okay.
she asked like, like your wardrobe really like tells a lot of who you are and what kind of energy you want to bring out there on the day. So she's saying that whenever people should be intentional about the way how they dress, right? So it says like before you open your closet, think about how do I want to feel today. You know? So in that regard, based on your outfit, what were your 3 words that you wanted to feel today?
I wanted to feel uplifted. I wanted to feel, I would say, focused. And I wanted to feel free.
Okay.
So I kind of like put in a mixture of all of these things. So like the black is kind of for the focus.
Okay.
And then the uplifted and the free is like where the vibrancy and then the chains and all of these things come in, because you have to have, and I was literally talking to one of my friends yesterday about people don't understand an accessory. It kind of brings up an outfit. Like
I
you
agree,
have a
yes.
plain outfit, or even you have a dazzling outfit, but you put a little something here and there, and it just becomes a different vibe with a belt or so. So yeah, those are how I was feeling. What about you, Kevin? Because you came in bright with your socks and
Yeah,
everything.
so like that was like part of it, right? So I was like, how do I want to feel today? I was
Being
like, I wanna feel
intentional
like,
when you're looking in your closet.
yeah, so I was like, I want to feel energetic.
Okay.
It's Friday. I also want to feel bold.
Okay.
So like blue and the colors, like
The
socks and
socks,
everything. So blue, bold, confident, and energetic. So those are my 3 words for today.
Okay,
Yeah.
look at that.
And I feel like that's what I'm trying to make
Comes
today.
off
Yeah,
when
and I
you're
also like
putting
how
these
yellow
things.
like looks on me too. And
Yeah,
thank you so much for the
people need to
compliments
learn their
also.
colors, because there are certain colors that really bring up the look, the skin tone, everything. So learn your colors, guys. You could take tests for these things.
Yeah.
And learn your colors.
That's true, and I had to find a color that matches with the outfit. So like this orange has like yellow dots also, and it has blue dots too.
I really want to know how much socks you got.
Not a lot,
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I feel like you got a good amount of socks.
Thank you. It's just like they're very versatile also.
So you just, okay,
Yeah.
we mix and match.
Yes.
Okay.
But definitely, let us know how you're feeling. If you could describe what are your 3 words for today, for those folks watching via Facebook Live, let us know. What are your 3 words of the energy you want to carry on into this Friday?
And then are you dressing like it too? Come
Yes,
on now,
please
look
do.
in the
Yeah.
closet. Let's get it together.
Yeah. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us. It's truly a pleasure interacting with you this Friday and every day on Sunup on 7. Definitely, your time that you share with us is highly valuable.
Yeah.
And also your perspective as you go through our couch talk topics are very valuable too. Again, great conversations for community starters. So, Ren, should we start going with our couch talk?
We do need to get into, because we got 4 dynamic segments to get into, guys, and there's a range of different amazing conversations. So you want to hear those. Let's do this thing.
Let's do this. So yesterday, there was the reports and the confirmation of the body of 17-year-old Alwyn Marin found yesterday in the Port Loyola area. So this is the 2nd body in a week's time that was found in that area. Last week, the body of Jaleel Westby, who was 19 years old, was found.
And they were found kind of, I wouldn't say close, but not far, like in the
100
same.
feet apart,
Yeah.
approximately.
So what comes from this story is that last week they went out fishing together, and it sounds very innocent, sounds very normal. They took their horses because, as you know, we've been talking about months ago about the horse rivalry and everything. And these were 2 persons that had their horses, and they went to go fishing with their horse. Normal, simple, fine, and everything. But what took place was there was like a kind of raining of a shootout on them. And with that, we know that specifically 19-year-old Jaleel was shot. And of course, he's the one that was found first, but they could not find 17-year-old Alwyn. And so that was the big search, trying to see exactly where he was. They suspect that he was shot at, obviously, but then he got injured and he ran off. And so that's where we got the 100 feet where he ran off, like, trying to find a safe place. But he ran off into an area that was super isolated, where it's not really easy to find someone. And of course, it was one of those areas too
Where he was unable to get help.
any
also.
help. You can't really necessarily hear you,
Yeah.
shout for help, and
Yeah.
you're injured.
At least based, like, that's where the speculation
Yeah, that's where the speculation is coming from with it, like,
from the police investigation.
it was one of those hard times to find. And they said basically it was really the smell and the overall, like, searching deeper within the area that was able to help
Yeah.
them find and
Yeah,
uncover
what I
his
find
body.
tragic about this story, again, it's a minor that was that was murdered by gunshots. So that's one. The next thing is it's his mother that found his body,
Yes.
right? So in a way, she's, as in the newscast yesterday, you can see how deeply devastated she is by the discovery. I mean, it's her son at the end of the day. However, she's also relieved that they were able to, like,
To
find his
find
body
him.
and get some sort of closure. Now the big question that she has is, like, why did this happen to her child? And so again, it goes back around the speculations that it could have been related to the horses, given the fact that, like, we've seen conversations also on horses, how they give sort of like a level of status within this area, or at least within this group of persons, right? So they're saying, could it have been because of the horses? But police are saying, but these horses were in the area and they were all fine.
found.
So it's like, so
So
there's so
there's
many
deeper
questions.
questions in that same aspect, because people are trying to suspect, or they're trying to allude that it would be because of the horses. But if it was because of the horses, like you said, Kev, then why were the horses still there? Wouldn't they have stolen the horses and, like, gotten away with it in that sense? But then you find the horses still at the site. So there's a lot of questions coming from this, of maybe it was in some level, it started off with that, or something, there was deeper. But of course, right now, they're trying to see, they do have certain suspects that they're looking at, because like we've mentioned before, this is a rivalry that's been taking place for quite some time now. So they know more or less who are the persons normally involved with the horses. But like I said too, that the police are kind of looking deeper into it, considering the fact that the horses were still there. So there are a lot of unanswered questions, and they're trying to seek out who are these suspects really, and what's going to be taking place when it comes to this investigation.
Yeah.
But again, condolences to the family, and how you navigate, the loss of life. The mother broke my heart when she's like, I'm wearing my son's shirt. I knew I was going to find him. She's so grateful for all the people that came out to help. It really takes a community when you look at these things. And, just to be able to know that she found her son, I think that's a blessing, and just in the same time, a struggle to know that she was the one to have to see how he is in this state.
Definitely. So yesterday also, there was a statement that was given by Mr. Gilroy Usher Sr., who is the area representative for Port Loyola, where he strongly condemned in his words, the cold-blooded murder of Alwyn Marin Jr. and Jahil Westby. And he also calls the public to do their best to be able to support the police with the investigation, to be able to conclude what was the motive of the murder of these two young men. Definitely, we also resonate that. And if anybody knows any information that could lead to concluding what was the motive of this murder of these two persons, to kindly cooperate with the police department. It also helps the family to get closure and understanding of really what happened. And we also once more resonate the condolences to the family of these two persons that died.
Yeah, most definitely. We move on into our next coach topic, and we had reported on when the alcalde from Indian Creek was found. Well, first when he was missing, and then when he was found, and the whole speculation of what was taking place from it. We heard the voice notes the voice note that was sent of him sounding like he was being choked, and so we're here to report now that he was able to go and look at his minor bruises. He did complain of pain. He was taken in for medical treatment. And so presently the police are looking under investigation to see if he even was kidnapped. They have to take into his report now to see exactly with the bruises and everything that he's complaining, and get his statement to then go further into what really took place in the overall situation. So it is ongoing. They did, like we mentioned before, detain several villagers to question them to see what exactly was happening, but all of them have been released, and one person specifically remains under questioning at this present moment. But the police say how that it's impossible at this present moment to put and impose any kind of charges, because it hasn't been deemed as kidnapped or anything under the sun as yet, after Mr. Kanti's statement and everything is reviewed, then they can be able to see what direction they're going to be going for this. So that's the information that we have right now when it comes to Alcalde Kante and seeing, how they go from here.
Yeah, so we move on to our next Couch Talk topic. And yesterday, Minister Perez, who is the area representative and one of his constituencies is Kikaker. And we know that Kikaker, they have been taking the street to protest as regards to their proposed development for the police station, which is currently on hold. And the reason why it's currently on hold, and based on the interview that Minister Perez shared with our newsroom yesterday, is that they were in the process of doing their police station. Right? While in the process of getting their police station constructed, it was put on hold because they received an offer for the land. And so they took the time to be able to consider this offer.
And they stopped everything when
they
consider...
stopped everything when they were considering this offer, which feeds the biggest fear of residents of Kikaker, which was that they were like having, like an afterthought or another thought as regards to this land that was donated to the village, and they did not say anything, right?
You just helped my whole... And this is the thing where I could understand that maybe he didn't make mention that he think they kind of jumped the gun during the protest or whatever it is. But I will say that on both sides, the gun was jumped. Because if you are going to completely halt this entire project and everything and not tell the people there what it happened, we expect me to get angry and go up and say, no, they messed up my land in that sense, because I don't know what's happening. I'm looking for answers. I'm not getting answers. I'm trying to understand where we're going from here. I understand I get what offer.
Right. And those were all speculations and hearsay, right?
Yeah, they
but
don't
now
know.
on the interview yesterday, he confirmed that was the case, which I feel like it goes against violating the trust of the residents of Kikaker, because they're saying this land, for all we know, was donated by the Alamina family several years ago for a park.
It's communal land that was made for the state.
Police station, right? So you're conscious that a villager donated this. So the area representative, of course, you do have some level of political influence about what happened. But whenever this consultation come up, and knowing this is communal land, the direct person that you were supposed to contact was the chairperson or somebody that says, hey, this proposal came about and this is the reason why it was halted, rather than the public just going by hearsay and having this inching that was the situation and say, well, we got to do something before it actually proceeds as to what is our deepest fear. He said, irregardless, the police station is still going to get constructed, either if it's here or there. But at the moment, we're going to see how this protest really influences what they're going to be doing with
and I don't think it's a matter of if the police station was going to be built or not.
I agree.
For me, it goes deeper than that. It just goes to the idea of I want to be able to trust you. We're working together in the sense where I know that you're supposed to be providing this police station, this is supposed to be built, but you get an offer and you halt all that's happening and don't give me a little heads up and say, hey, Kev, I just make you know, I depend on the fence right now because we try outweigh everything, with the halt stuff until we can move forward. What is your thoughts also on this? This is what has been proposed. How do you feel about it, considering the fact that the police station, you're going to have to be working with the state, you're going to have to working with the police and where they're stationed, and if this makes sense for the village, since, you are the experts, considering you live here. Right? So I'm just saying, to me, it kind of drives a stick in the idea of being able to properly trust, but also respecting the fact that this land was given for a reason. You can't just, I get it, you could probably get an amazing offer, but talk to the people, man. Talk to them about
And again, going back to the fact that this is land donated for a purpose, I'm thinking, yeah, you would have taken into account the offer that was given to you, but you could have said, you know what? This land was donated by the community, and I gotta respect that also.
Exactly. I can't just go over it just because it looked nice. I consider it. Think about it, the way how the grave
because
is
it's
set
definitely
on the
prime
rice,
land. You're right. It's right in front of the beach, by the park, by the water taxi. So it's
So I could just imagine how pretty that offer must look.
Girl, yes, yes.
I don't. But at the same time, talk to the people, and they have all right for the go on the way they go on. To me, because you never hear nothing. But we move on into the next coach topic, which is again somebody will never hear nothing, or they hear something and they never enough something for make them do something about it. And this is with the Belize Bus Association. Will they be striking on Monday? The question is, And of course, right now, they don't have a definite yes or no answers because today they're supposed to be meeting with the different private owners and they're going to be discussing from it because they have gotten a response from the government stating that next week, Tuesday, when they meet in cabinet, they would like to discuss everything that's taking place and give them a definitive answer of how they could be able to change possibly their position and move forward with this. But they mentioned that next week, April 20th, is as long as they can be able to go, they said that in the press statement because remember they said they would have to cease due to funds, everything that's taking place. Now, the question again, will they or will they not stop? Will they be able to wait until after Tuesday? Because at Tuesday, the meeting, so technically you get an answer either Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning.
Tuesday is the
cabinet meeting, yes.
Right, where they're going to be discussing the 6 points that the Belize Bus Association proposed to the Minister of Transport. And one of them, of course, was, being able to get some sort of buffer as regards to access to fuel. So what we do know that's going to happen is that tonight they're going to meet with their members to be able to discuss the
way forward,
the proposal coming from the government and saying, do not put on pause your protest or your protest that you want to do on Monday. Let the cabinet meet on Tuesday, and after that, we're going to have some sort of feedback or way moving forward for you as regards to how can we support the bus association. It's really a tough one for sure because it's not just in Belize, but globally, we're seeing where, the cost of fuel is affecting so many things, right? Where we see people going on protests also, like taxis and buses and everything going on hold because of the high cost of fuel. And so it's like, will these persons here follow the same way? Of course, there's a big concern for commuters who definitely need to go to their destination. But if what the bus association is saying, we're unable to make any profit given the cost of fuel at the moment, so how sustainable is it for us to continue operating, continue holding like one more day until you meet? And it's a very risky situation because you have no idea what they're gonna come out.
What's the answer gonna be, and then you held out, and you're already operating at a loss. So it's like, can I hold it out for whatever? I don't even know what the answer is going to be. Would I even like this answer? And so there's a lot of pressure, obviously, that's going to be on the association members tonight when they discuss this and see what they want to do.
Yeah. So like it's a very interesting situation because this is not also like in silo, right? We are very aware of how this possible protest on Monday from the Belize Bus Association may affect everyone. So I'm curious to see how employers, seeing this may happen, it is unsure. How will you accommodate person that have to travel, right? Work from home on Monday? Are you like based on this possible like protest? Will there be some sort of accommodation? Because it's at some point it's a bit unfair to like have your employees, like
they're on limbo
and know what's gonna happen.
Might or might not make it to work, boss. They will try to wait a couple hours to the bus not pop up yet or whatever it is. So there are questions, like you mentioned, that, are they going to be able to do this? And we do know globally, we've seen many different countries putting different things in place where it comes to eliminating an entire work day, whether it be like taking out the entire Wednesday or lessening work hours, doing more hybrid times, whatever it is to be able to accommodate for transportation, people moving around, and people being able to work. So is this something that we also can be able to look at? I mean, COVID has come and taught us a lot of lessons. Can we be able to use some of those lessons, best practices, and maybe, implement them in the workplace? And I know that there's a lot for government and there's for private entities, but the question comes now is like, are we going to look and have a survey, analyze the scene, talk to your employees? How hard is it for you to reach work? Because it's not just buses. We think about cars too. The cost of fuel is there.
Yeah.
Can you afford to always be driving to work or whatever it is? So, I mean, these are the things where I think employers need to take the extra step and analyze what's happening in the scene. Is it easy for you to get to work? Is it coming at a big cost where you feel later on this is unsustainable, what's taking place? If I'm noticing you're coming late all the time, like these little things just to be mindful of and say, maybe we can't afford to do one more work from home day or implement a work from home day or something along to give an ease. Right. But this is how, when you deal with work, you have to be dynamic in the workplace of seeing what is taking place.
Yeah, so like, let's see how like the employers react to this. What's an interesting note here coming from our Facebook Live, which is what I was checking just now, is that people are like, they're saying, one of the comments is saying that people are not, commuters, most likely they may not be opposed to an increase of given that they're aware of
What
what the
happened?
situation is. However, it's like the increase and still having to navigate the buses in the condition that they are, right? Which is very, very valid. What was an interesting note and a very good note that came out from the interview yesterday is that we know that schools, they also use buses to transport their students.
Yeah.
As far as we know and as far as was shared from the news interview yesterday is that the Ministry of Education has intervened with this bus companies that provide that transport to students, that they will still continue to provide that service. You know, they've come with some sort of accommodation for them. So that's also like another thing that the Bus Association is saying, that
Like a help,
if the
another
Ministry
help
of
for you.
Education was able to intervene in this situation and ensure that this service still continues, then why can't the same be done to them? Yeah. So definitely puts the Ministry of Transport on a tight situation. We're going to follow the meeting that the Belize Association is going to have with their membership to know if that the protest on Monday is going to move forward or not, or if they're going to wait until Tuesday to get an answer. But definitely, if you're going to be commuting, I think it's very important for you to stay put to know what's going to be that outcome. And definitely, once more employers, how are you going to be accommodating your employees that have to travel using public transportation?
No, most definitely. And I echo this that we've said so much times from Roberto here, that's saying the government likes to wait until these issues affect the public terribly for them to try to come up with amicable solutions. We need leaders that are foreseeing these issues and have proper strategies to curb the problems. And I truly understand that, and I resonate with that, because the truth is, you know that there are issues. You're seeing other countries bringing this up and trying to find ways to amend things ahead of time. How can we also be proactive instead of reactive when these things take place? Because now we have to push things back. We have to make sure we have this cabinet meeting, and people have to wait. And I don't know that people say Monday, but no, they possibly have to wait till Tuesday. If we had this cabinet meeting this Tuesday and it was fine, we would have had an answer already and we could be able to move forward from it. So I would want them to, I know there's so many things happening at the same time, but we have to be able to prioritize and strategize better to deal with solutions, to deal with problems and find good solutions.
So stay on hold. And our last couch talk topic is, who is the government of Belize's new biometric firm?
And so, as you know, there's a lot of things happening when it comes to bringing things digitized and bringing things on streaming in that way that it's, you know, all a smooth process. And specifically the government, the e-government has been able to be doing this, and they have used a MyGOB system before. However, Minister Henry Charles has been interviewed about it and specifically said that they were going to be using the MyGOB system to bring on the PSU biometric data and everything. However, they realized, based on all that needs to be brought on board, which is about 16,000 active files and 5,000 pension files to be digitized, it was too much of a surplus, and it was going to be moving too slow to get this all on board. And so they opted to say, let's outsource and find a next reasonable and more effective way of bringing these things digitized. And they went with a Neo People, which is, they believe they're confident in handling sensitive data. However, the PSU is looking at this and saying, I totally understand if you want to change things, but can we understand and get information of, you're going to be messing with our data. This is sensitive information. This is my information.
Yeah, because it's fingerprint that people have to put in to like clock in and clock out of work.
This is my biometric data. Exactly. So this is not just any kind of leaping
system.
Yeah, exactly. So it's an important system. Your fingerprints, which is significant to only Kevin, me, Brian, significant. Let us know what's taking place. Let us know what the shift came from. Let us know what's going on. Let us have an understanding of where this company come from in the first place. Because if we're saying that you trust them so fully,
who it is,
what's their work before, what's their profile like, you know, how effective have they been, what projects have they worked on before. Let's understand what is the question and who is really going to be having this data overall, and, you know, under what conditions, how much data can they get from me about Kevin and about Brian and all of them. Like, I want to know how deep it extends. And they haven't been able to answer those questions as yet for them. I will say, Minister Henry Charles has said that they are cognitive of all of this and knowing that how sensitive biometric data is, and they have taken this into full consideration, but still not have been able to answer all the questions.
I feel like it would be interesting to know what kind of data protection clauses we have within our system that, you know, protects, again, our very important identification, right? Your fingerprint is unique to you. So that's like a very, we need to know how is this protected. I also, you know, question, because this is a service that is being provided, again, to monitor public servants in the system, again, clock in, clock out. Did they have to sign any form of like liability or confidentiality agreement or anything of the sort before you go ahead and get your biometrics information recorded, right? So like, I'm curious to know like what was the process too. So maybe those questions can be asked in a future interview with the minister, but also like the Public Service Union, because I'm sure they would also.
They're asking questions. They want to know exactly even how the tender went out, when it went out, what was taking place, what was the process, what was the qualifications. There are more questions than answers at this point. And for right reason, because like you said initially when we were off camera, just the people, fingerprints, these are like your identity. And we've seen enough movies and stories and everything in itself to know they could take it and they could make it into everything. They have enough Kevin Mendes to run about the place and the buy thing and the do thing, and Kevin the in a trouble when Kevin made the right the big chill, the wear his socks and they live his life to his fullest. But we understand the realities of it, you know? And so everybody has the right to have a little alarm, a little red flag, a little what's going on, what's taking place, who's gonna be holding this data. But definitely we're gonna be obviously looking forward to seeing answers being asked, because like they mentioned before, they've checked with the financial secretary. They haven't been able to get the answers for their questions.
Yeah, so let's see how we move forward with that. So with that, we conclude our couch talk. I want to say thank you for your contribution. One of the questions that came up also as we were talking about the situation with the land for the police station is that who was the one that made the offer? That would be an interesting information to know also, because like who like really like put you on hold to be able to consider this offer, right? So that's an.
Well, you guys got some good questions. Who? I just want to know how much.
Who and how much, right? It had to be significant.
No, because you know what? Because nobody will stop the overall process, Kev, if the money don't look good, right? The money must have to look good, because if you know a start process, no chum change. We no pick anything out there. So let's see exactly if answers will be provided. Beyond just the media, I hope answers are at least provided for the citizens there that need to know, deserve to know what's taking place. I'm glad to see the minister acknowledge that this is communal land that was been brought to the state to use. And so he has full understanding of the seriousness of the situation. But it's now to provide the answers for the persons that deserve to know.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. So again, once more, thank you for your contribution to our couch talk. As we wrap up, we have a beautiful sunrise to share with you. So we're going to cue that in. And while that gets loaded, we remind you that today we're going to have a conversation with Byrise Foundation to know more about the foundation and what kind of services and benefits they have for Belize. We're going to be talking to BTB about the Sustainable Tourism Conference that's upcoming. Battle of the Drums, and a rising artist. So yes, great stuff on this Friday episode. I did see our sunrise.
You saw it? Yay!
Where's this from, Ren? I see a river. This is not Hattieville.
Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers only. There's a river, right?
This stuff from Swing Bridge.
This is not from Swing Bridge.
These are wrong answers
Wrong answers
only.
This that Buttonwood Bay then.
This is Buttonwood Bay. We don't even have a name for the sunrise. We just know this is a beautiful submission that was submitted, and we're really glad to have it. So again, continue sending your sunrises. We appreciate figuring it out sometimes
I'm trying to
with
figure
you.
this out. Like, where is it from?
I don't know, but that nicely view. I like it.
I like it
I could
too.
see myself sitting there, just relaxing and watching the sunrise.
Yeah, but you'll be
Outside.
covered by the bush, by the canopy.
I'm gonna put on higher heels and I'm gonna look out. You know.
You'll be in the ladder, top of the tree,
And just hopefully the ladder don't people and
into the river.
Let's not do that.
There we go. We already created a whole new story. Into the river.
Story. I fly in the river.
Yes.
On the river, on the bank.
But folks, thank you so much for joining us. So initially we asked people, like what kind of colors and what kind of intentions they have dressing up today. So people are saying that they dressed in hot pink because it's Friday and it's vibrant.
Yeah.
That they also want to feel confident. They're saying orange is their color because it's bold.
Yeah.
So thank you for your contribution. It's really good to see, giving some thought to the questions that we put forward for you to interact with us today. Time for first commercial break.
First commercial break, Boozlers, and then we dive into exciting conversations. Stay tuned to them all. We'll be right back.
In Belize, some things aren't explained. They're passed down. Not because they're tradition, but because they've proven they work. When you work hard for what you have, you learn to protect it. And when the time comes, you pass that responsibility forward. Every generation faces new beginnings, but the choices that matter most are built on trust. For decades, Belizean families have relied on one place to protect their homes, their vehicles, and the lives they're building. When trust is passed down, you know it's been earned. For Belizean families, that trust has a name. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
These charter mints aren't from
We're
an
navigating
airplane.
along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023.
Good evening.
Good evening, I'm Shireen Halsell,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Endure Craig.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sunup on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
Muy buenos dias, beautiful Sunup on 7 family. Welcome back to your Friday episode. It's time for us to get into our first conversation. And today we're going to be finding out about the Byrise Foundation, what it is, what services, and what benefits do they bring to Belize. And joining us on our couch, we have the founder and president of Byrise Foundation, Mr. Ira Nicholson, joining us. Mr. Ira, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
How are you? How is your energy this Friday? I guess we're mashing on the yellow.
Yeah.
Kind of bright.
Yes, this is our Byrise colors, one of our colors.
Yeah, why did you choose that color? I'm curious.
Well, it was a team that came up and, Byrise, like the sunrise, so, it just goes with it. And we also have orange and blue and green as well.
Okay.
Nice colors.
Yeah.
You know? You have to be intentional about your colors. It kind of sets a tone and gives people a message. Kevin gave a whole speech about it earlier today.
Okay.
But, on that same note, for persons that are, hearing the colors, they're connecting to it, explain to us what Byrise really means, what
Right.
it is.
So Byrise is an acronym, and it really means Belize Youth Raising, Inspiring, and Supporting Empowerment.
Could you repeat it?
Yeah, Belize Youth Raising, Inspiring, and Supporting Empowerment.
Raising, inspiring, and supporting empowerment.
Byrise.
Byrise. You see? Yeah, that's why you had to have the good colors, because there's an oomph behind it.
Definitely, definitely.
And in that note, so what have you guys been, inspiring and empowering? What have you been doing?
Right. So what we're doing is we're trying to link education with sports and basically basketball. My background is basketball. I represented Belize. I was here about almost 2 years ago when we started for the first time. And we started with a summer camp. So we came and we gave the kids a summer camp, which we provided transportation. The kids that came in the morning got a breakfast and a lunch. Kids in the afternoon got a lunch and a snack. And we also provided uniforms. My wife is good enough. She creates all these, so I have to give her some.
She got all the creative spark. Big her up. Yes, so, please.
Did a lot of work for us. And so we did this camp, and we did not want to just go away after that and say, okay, we'll see you guys next year. So we decided to do an after-school program. So the kids come in from 4 to 6, and when they come in, they get a healthy snack, learn a little bit about hygiene, and then they get right into their schoolwork. If they need help with their homework or projects, then we work with them. There are all contracts that the children and the parents must sign up to be in the program and to be committed. And if you do your homework, then you get basketball training after.
I love that. You get that incentive.
Yeah. How has this program, from your experience and from observation, transformed the lives of the beneficiaries that you have at Byrise?
Yeah, so what we've seen that the kids' behavior and everything is improving, and we wanted to have a Saturday program because we wanted to teach the kids that you have to give back. It's not just about taking, so we wanted to do like community services. But that's a very good question. We ran into a challenge, and the challenge is that we saw that the kids are behind in reading, and so it's making it challenging for them to get their schoolwork done. They're a little bit negative on school because then if you can't read, you have problems in a lot of subjects.
That is true.
So now that's why I'm here now, because we are going to start a Byrise Star Reader program. And I'm happy to say that for the first private company in Belize is finally supporting us. We're getting support for the program from the Belize Bank. And I just want to give a big shout out to them. And I'm hoping that more companies could see what we're trying to do, and we're trying to make connections. We had a gala on Wednesday night in San Pedro. This was held at the Hidden Treasure, and we had a very nice turnout, and we're trying to make some connections. One of them is Key International Bank is trying to talk to us and work with us. Belize Bank is great, but they're giving us half of what we need for the year for the program, for the, just for the Star Reader program. So we're still trying to raise funds to get the rest that we are going to need.
Definitely. So, like, help us to understand more about the program. So if anybody's tuned in that would like to pitch in to support the implementation of it, then they know what they're going to
Be supporting what they're going to be funding. Yeah.
Right. No, that's an excellent question. So first, I just want anyone that wants to donate to know that they can be comfortable. This is a real foundation. We're not here to steal money or anything like that. None of our board members are paid. We have a couple of prominent board members' names that hopefully people will know in the community. We have the former Minister of Finance, Chris Coy, is on our board. We have the CEO of DFC, Henry Anderson, is on our board as well. And we have some other people from the U.S. that I went to school with that are on the board as well, and a couple of others. So if anybody wants to help us, we'll be more than willing. You know, once you go to our website, the first thing you'll see on top of the page next to Byrise is donate. You click that button and it'll take you right there to donate. I also do a GoFundMe. So if you go to our Facebook page and go to Byrise Belize, we're also there as well. You can donate. And if they reach out, they can reach out to me. My email is ira@byrise.org, ira@byrise.org. And, we can send them our bank information and they can donate that way as well.
Very well. So can you give us some details about the reading program that you are proposing?
Yes. So for the reading program right now, we pay tutors to help the students. So the tutors are going to go into some training. The Ministry of Education and PG is helping us to provide some training for our tutors and our director who runs the program in PG, Mr. Leroy Hardeman. And they're going to get some training. And what they're going to be doing is administering something similar to the EGRA testing so that they can see where the kids are at this point. And then they have 3 different blocks that they'll be presenting to the kids and to work with them. And then at the end of June, we're going to assess them again to see the improvements. When we're doing the assessments, yes, the academic part is important, but we're also going to be looking at the social aspects as well. How are they getting along with other students? How are they behaving in school? How are things changing at home? So we talk to the parents. We are in contact with the schools. We try to work with the schools, right? We're not in competition with the schools or to put down the schools. We're trying to empower the kids to be, to be contributing citizens in the future.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking here, is there volunteers needed also beyond just donating money? Would you need persons to help in any kind of way?
Yes, so that's a very excellent question. Yes, so volunteers would be great, but I just want people to understand right now we're based in Punta Gorda. We're based in PG. We wanted to start small, and we knew that we saw when we did our research that PG was lacking in resources. Also, I had my managing director, who I trust, and if I'm going to be dealing with people's money and my name is going to be on there, I have to have the right people in place. So we want to have the right control set up before we're going to expand, but we want Byrise to become a household name in the whole country of Belize.
Most definitely. Okay. So I would love for you to explain to us, like maybe so people can understand some of the challenges that you guys are facing when it comes to navigating this. It's a big venture. I know you're starting small, but it's a lot of different moving parts to be able to work at family, to work at school, to work with these children, to get funds, all of these things. So talk to us about some of the challenges that are you guys are incurring.
Right. So one of the challenges I just mentioned is the reading, right? We've got to get the kids up to speed. Another challenge that we're having is funding. Like I said, Belize Bank is the only private company that's helping us. We've gotten funded from Minister Mala through the Ministry of Education, through the Ministry of Sports and Tourism as well. He's been very helpful, but his hands are very full right now. So, he has a lot of things going on. So we definitely understand. But we would like to see, other companies come up and help. I had a meeting yesterday with the Belize Chamber of Commerce, and they're trying to link us with their representative in the Toledo district so we can work with some companies down there.
Nice.
But the biggest challenges that we're fighting at this point is funding. Right? And now, the kids, we want to get their reading up to par.
Most definitely. So we're at this point where funding is needed for persons that want to have more information. I've put your email in the chat.
Thank you.
Is there like a Facebook page that they could go to
Yes.
also, and to be able to see exactly? I know you mentioned about past programs that you guys did. Can they go look up and see those past programs? Because, like, you know, people want to know that this has been, that you guys have been doing great work before. So what I'm supporting right now is going to also be on that same kind of level. So is there a way that they can go and find out those past programs and see exactly what took place?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have on our website, we have our 2024 and 25 basketball programs. We have information on the after-school programs. We have testimonials from the children themselves that came in and was part of the program. So anyone, we also have info@byrise.org. Info@byrise.org. You can email, and that goes to several board members, not just to me. And then you can get more information. We have our strategic plan for businesses. You know, if they want to see our strategic plan and want to work with us, we have all that stuff available. We have the whole plan for the Byrise Star Reader program available as well. So if any companies interested that want to work with us, you know, we have everything available for them.
Very well.
I'm putting the info@byrise.org in the chat as well, so people can be able to message in to get information, to donate, to see how you can be able to support.
So we start wrapping up on this conversation. Mr. Ara, do you feel like there's anything that we missed that's very important for you to share with the persons that are tuned into this conversation?
No, I just want to say thank you to the PG community for accepting us and trying to work with us. Thank you guys for having us on the show so we can get our word out there and try to let people understand this organization was built by me. I have a basketball background, and all we want to do is help the children. I didn't have these types of opportunities when I was growing up. I also want to let them know that, you know, I'm doing this out of my heart. I work for a very large finance corporation in the U.S., and I want to show the kids that I came from St. Martin's. Back then, we used to call it the village. All right? And I want to show if I can make it out, they can make it too. I'm currently, I am the vice president and head of insurance operations. Our company manages over $875 billion. My area, we control over $100 billion.
Wow.
And so, you know, I just want the kids to say, look, you know, there's nothing special about me. I went through the same things that you guys are going through. If I can do it, we're going to help you so you can do great things in the future and become productive citizens of Belize.
I love that.
Yes.
Thank you so much for giving back, and of course, for beyond just the basketball aspect, knowing that there are fundamental things like reading that these kids need to learn, hygiene, because it shows that there's such a holistic look beyond just sports. We know that this is a great mechanism to help you get to places, but we also know that there are other things that need to be in place too, so our kids can be able to grow and flourish and come to their true potential. They're all amazing, and it's just having somebody believe in them, support them, and show them that way.
That is true. And the Byrise supporting such a beautiful community as PG, like that's such a great treat also. Also, let's give a shout out to our folks that are tuned in from PG to Sunup on 7.
Cousin Win.
Definitely, PG is such a beautiful, beautiful town.
Most definitely. So
Great
I just
support.
want to say thank you.
no problem at all. And again, we're gonna get the name Byrise in every single person's household so they can know the great work. And I'm hoping to see people donate and, you know, be a part of the change to support. We're starting off in PG, and we're hoping it can be able to expand.
We definitely want to expand, and I just want to say thank you also to my board of directors.
Yes.
We did a lot of work, you know, behind the scenes. You know, I was looking at something on Instagram today, and he said that when a tree grows, the tree grows up, but people don't realize that the tree grows down as well at the same time. And when it's growing down, there's dirt down there, it's dark, and it's wet, right? And nobody sees that. And that's talking about some of the work that we do behind the scenes, all of us, to become what we are when the tree is blossoming on top. So I want to thank these guys for taking the time and working with us hard behind the scenes. The board of directors have really been great, so thank you.
We'd love to hear that. Yeah.
So with that, guys, we're gonna go to our next commercial break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, I brought a few
In Belize, Some things aren't explained, they're passed down. Not because they're tradition, but because they've proven they work. When you work hard for what you have, you learn to protect it. And when the time comes, you pass that responsibility forward. Every generation faces new beginnings, but the choices that matter most are built on trust. For decades, Belizean families have relied on one place to protect their homes, their vehicles, and the lives they're building. When trust is passed down, you know it's been earned. For Belizean families, that trust has a name. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
These charter mints aren't
We're navigating along the coast.
This morning, the 2023
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Shirley Halsell,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm a bureaucrat.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sunup on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to your Friday episode of Sunup on 7. We move on straight into our next conversation, which we're going to be talking about the Sustainable Tourism Conference 2026, which Belize has the pleasure of hosting this year. Today, we're going to find out more details about the event, how can you participate, and what benefits it brings to the country. And joining us on our couch to give us some details, we're joined by the fabulous Kyla Gentle, Tourism Awareness and Public Engagement Officer.
Morning. Country girl.
Yeah, fabulous.
Miracle.
Exactly,
Okay,
exactly.
thank
How are you doing today, Kyla? What's your energy level today from 1 to 10?
I'm like at a 5 right now, but you know it's early, so we'll see.
She's like,
It's early. I'm judging. It's early.
it's early for me.
it's literally 7:32. Girl, you're supposed to be at work.
That's true.
but definitely. Thank you so much for joining us today to give us those details about the Sustainable Tourism Conference.
Thank you for having
Joining you, we also have your colleague who is from the Caribbean Tourism Organization, Mr. Narendra Ramgulam, and you're joining us via Zoom. Mr. Ramgulam, good morning. How are you doing
good
today,
morning. I am doing fine. A bit tired, but doing fine. Yesterday I was in Miami, today Trinidad, and then in a couple of days it's going to be in Barbados and then Belize. So tight schedules, but doing good.
In Belize, there's a phrase where you say like plane bati, like you're just like on a plane moving from place to place to place. So you're definitely in that. But, I hope that everything is going super well for you, and we're looking forward to you being in the country to be able to contribute to the Sustainable Tourism Conference. So while we have you here, I want to ask you, what excites you about the Sustainable Tourism Conference, and why should people get excited about it? Yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Thank you. For this conference in particular, what is so exciting for me is that it is being hosted in Belize, and Belize is actually one of the best places to host it for a number of reasons. Because the theme this year actually speaks to the different colors of tourism development. And when I looked at the spectrum of tourism, the blue economy, green economy, purple economy, black economy, silver economy, purple economy, and so on. All of those can be found right there within Belize, within that one destination, Belize. So I'm really excited about it. I'm excited as well to spread the knowledge about sustainability for a number of reasons. One is that sustainability has always existed. In fact, it was first mentioned many years ago. In fact, in the Bible, if you look at Genesis 2:15, it speaks about man being put on the earth to take care of it, not just to live, but also to take care of it. And we can go even 7,000 years before that in the Adar Ved as well. It speaks to us and our as human beings living in a very sustainable manner. So it's an opportunity as well to bring that back onto the front burner in a wonderful, wonderful space such as Belize. And really, accelerate solutions for the Caribbean in that space in Belize. So that is what excites me the most about it. The other thing that excites me is that we have this wonderful, wonderful group of global speakers coming in. In fact, our keynote speaker, Dame Panya, she's coming in from New Zealand.
Wow.
We have the Deputy Minister of Tourism coming in from Sierra Leone. Right? Yep, we have Paloma Zapata coming in from Spain, and of course, Mario Spadina, he's coming in, he owns a company, Seacross, and he's coming in from Croatia.
Wow.
So you have a lot of persons coming into Belize, and I was speaking with Mario 2 days ago at Sea Trade in Miami, and he was saying he's extremely, extremely excited to come and visit Belize for the first time. And he said this was one of the best destinations that we could have chosen for an event such as this. So our speakers are also excited, not just myself.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing a lot of information. Just hearing it has me smiling, and like the impact that the Sustainable Tourism Conference is going to have globally, regionally, but also in our country. And what does it mean to be able to have it in Belize? So thank you so much for sharing that. Kyla, how does the Belize Tourism Board feel about having the honor of hosting this conference here?
Yeah, so I'm really glad that Narendra touched on how many different speakers are coming and from how many different places, because it's great for us as an industry. We're all going to be here in this space, and we have the opportunity to not just teach other people about what we're doing in Belize in terms of sustainability, but we have the chance to learn so much from so many different industry experts. You know, we have ministers, we have CEOs, we have NGOs, we have a diverse array of people that will be coming to speak, and just as diverse the people that will be coming to listen to these speakers and take part in these panels. I think one of the highlights of the entire conference is that a component of it is the sustainability in action site tours. So essentially, everyone, all the attendees that sign up for the conference get to choose which tour they want to go on. And it's a day where you get to step out of the conference venue and you go and get to see different places in Belize that are championing sustainability. So they have 4 options. You have Cha Creek in Cayo, you have Hull Chan Marine Reserve, you have Lamanai, you have a group of sustainability champions down south. So you have Palmetto Grove, Chail, Chocolate, and the Coxcomb Basin Wildlife Sanctuary. So the delegates don't just get to like sit and, you know, learn like in like a, I guess you could say like a classroom setting, but you get to go out and actually see. So that's something, even for me personally, that's really exciting.
Yeah. And it's also like great selection of spaces, and they're like everywhere, like Orange Walk, out at sea, south, you know, like it's just...
And so that's why like what Narendra said, Belize is a really great place for it because Belize has this diverse range of things to offer. It's not just sea, it's not just land, it's all of that plus culture, and that is what we're trying to reflect with the theme, which is tourism in full color, integrating blue, green, orange, and beyond economies into sustainable planning and development. And it's a mouthful, but essentially it's saying that tourism is this microcosm that includes all these different components. There's even a panel that is made up solely of Belizean speakers that talks about how Belize is using its creative industries in tourism. So we have a lot of local cultural and creative experts that will be talking about that. So it's very exciting. It's a very exciting conference.
Yeah, I love it. Gwen, sorry.
So on that same note, for persons that are listening, we're on a countdown. I remember like you're saying we're like 10 days away, basically. So people that are listening, that want to register, that want to be a part of it, how does it look and who are we really targeting to make sure that they're able to get this information?
So we have a website. It's caribbeanstc.com. And that website is full of all the information about the conference, when it's happening, where it's happening. It's taking place in San Pedro. You can register from there. And really and truly, anyone that is interested in sustainability is welcome to attend. We're extending an invitation to everyone, not just in Belize, but the Caribbean, Latin America, you know, anybody that has an interest in how we can better push sustainable development is welcome to attend. And I don't know if Narendra would like to add anything to that.
Yeah, Narendra, like while you're thinking about what can you add, I want to ask you. So for persons that are tuned in, definitely, you know, this has piqued their interest and say like, I want to come to the Sustainable Tourism Conference. How should they prepare themselves? What should they come with to this conference, and what do you expect to be their takeaway?
And I think, you know, this conference is really, it's not just to exchange ideas, you know, it's also about changing trajectories, you know, so therefore we invite the governments, private sector, communities, youth. In fact, we have a special rate for students, you know, so all those students who are studying tourism, you don't even have to be studying tourism, because tourism cross-cuts so many sectors, you know, so it's open to everyone, as I said, and because the future of the Caribbean tourism is not built by one sector alone, it has to be built together. So we're opening our arms, we're saying, hey, come on down, come for the conversations, you know, make some collaborations, and of course, at this conference, you're going to be leaving with some solutions. So that would be my pitch, you know, so please, anyone looking on at this, you know, please join us in Belize, join us in San Pedro, where the Caribbean goes full color.
I love this.
And I've put the website in the chat for persons that want to register. It's again, caribbeanstc.com. tc.com for viewers that are on YouTube and that are on cable television and they have not been able to get into the chat, obviously. Please make sure you tell a friend, tell persons about it. There's about 10 days, so registration is literally approaching us. Is there like a cutoff date when people can register also?
No, there isn't, but you know, the earlier the better, so that you could figure out your logistics of getting to San Pedro. But we do encourage everyone to register if they're interested.
And we asked earlier about what the favorite aspect, but for you, what are you personally looking forward to for this conference?
Well, I am a bit biased, but I am looking forward to the creative economy, the orange economy panel, just because that interests me a lot. But in addition to that, I think just having so many different speakers touching so many different topics, like the topics are so diverse and so interesting. There's one on tapping into what's called the silver economy, which is aging or older populations. How can we tap into that for tourism? And we have a local Belizean on that panel as well. He's a birder, and that is, as we know, Belize is known for birding. So that's one of the ways that we can attract more people from the silver economy. We have panels on accessing blue and green finance. We have panels on how you can more sustainably feed people in tourism and outside of it as well. Yeah,
Wow.
so it's a lot of different...
It's definitely you're coming here and then like expanding, you know, like the horizon and your perspectives around tourism. Like Narendra mentioned, when you come here, you realize that tourism like cuts through many sectors and many sectors contribute to the tourism industry.
Yeah.
And you're able to take away something. I know there are a lot of persons that are experts in their fields, but you come in this and you get a holistic view. So you can actually see how orange feeds into blue, how silver is still needed to be dealt with too. Like
I just learned about that silver sector.
There was a black economy.
There's black purple,
economy.
which
I'm
is...
like,
Yeah.
We need to have a segment where we just teach about the economy. So people can be able to understand these terms more and they can connect better. Because again, the whole point of this conference is not just looking at one aspect. Sustainability touches every single aspect. And so you have to see, as a contributor, how can you play into this? How can you support? And I'm sure partnerships can be built, conversations can be started, and there could be fruitful, meaningful impact that comes from this.
Definitely.
Yeah. So as we start wrapping up on this conversation, we're going to give you the space to make any last words, you know, to resonate with why people should sign up to this event to get the most out of it. Narendra, we're going to give you the opportunity. Go ahead. Could you hold?
Problem for a second.
They challenge and they co-create together. I would urge people to attend and of course take advantage of the master classes that we have as well. We have two fantastic presenters coming in to do master classes on carrying capacity, and the other one is on building resilience. So I would say please come on down and be part of this.
Fruitful conference that's upcoming. Kyla, what are your last words for our viewers who are tuning in?
Well, I would like to say, come out, learn something new, teach someone something new. You never know. The conference is in 10 days, but there's still time to register.
10 days right here. But please don't be latecomers. Let's make sure we register, prepare ourselves. Students, I'm hoping to see a lot of students come to this because beyond just saying that they're the future, they are the now. They have the ideas. They support so much when it comes to building and growing, and they're seeing things in a different light and perspective. So when you have all of these gaps come together, there is so much you can get from it when we bring in everyone. So hoping to see our students be able to be a part of this conversation.
That's true. And as we talk about sustainability, you know, the fact that everybody has their stories or experiences or knowledge that contributes into like what sustainability looks like. I feel like it allows people to feel the opportunity to be reflected within the concept and moving forward of the tourism industry. So
what an exciting
great opportunity
time.
for people to contribute and learn and network and take out all this greatness. Folks, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for
taking
having
the time
us.
from your day to have this great conversation with us.
Yes, we're looking forward to seeing it. 10 days away, guys. Let's get to it. Yes. And with that, we're going to go to our next commercial break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
These charred remains aren't from
We're
an
navigating along the coastline.
This morning,
of
the
northern
2023
lagoon.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Cherie Halsell, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News tonight.
We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Here are some interesting facts. Did you know the national ID is a unique number that connects your record across ministries? Trusted proof of identity. A tool to access public service faster. A gateway to digital government services. And a way to eliminate online fraud and identity theft.
The Belize National ID.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Coney Drive in Belize City. That's right on Coney Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
In Belize, some things aren't explained. They're passed down. Not because they're tradition, but because they've proven they work. When you work hard for what you have, you learn to protect it. And when the time comes, you pass that responsibility forward. Every generation faces new beginnings, but the choices that matter most are built on trust. For decades, Belizean families have relied on one place to protect their homes, their vehicles, and the lives they're building. When trust is passed down, you know it's been earned. For Belizean families, that trust has a name. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Muy buenos dias, Sunup and 7 family. Welcome back to your Friday episode. We've gone straight into our artist feature conversation on this Friday, which we're very excited about. And we have Zoe joining us on our couch. Today we're going to find out more about his music history, and he has a new music video that he would like to share with you. Before we get into that, Zoe, good morning. It's a pleasure to have you on.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
How is your energy level today from 1 to 10?
Oh, if I have to be honest,
yes, please.
I didn't sleep last night.
Oh.
So
You didn't?
I am on a very long bender of not being asleep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it because you're a night person, or what is it?
I was in a string of going to bed at like 4 a.m. for the past week. So, you know, it kind of continued. And then it was around like 3 a.m. I said, I'm not falling asleep.
Okay.
And yeah,
Wow.
so
All
we're
right.
here.
So you're literally just like, oh,
Just
wow.
get going.
Man. How old are you again?
19.
That's perfect. Okay.
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
do that.
yeah.
You can do
It's
that.
reasonable.
Like
It
when
is,
I was
yeah.
that age, we could pull all-nighters. We could do that. It's like when you get always like, oh, I'm a little tired now.
And my next question, I mean, we have to like compliment your outfit. So you have a
Yes,
great
the
style.
shoes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the whole outfit is giving what
Yeah,
you
so earlier, like I
give.
asked Renata, like whenever, like when you got dressed today, like what was like your intention behind your outfit? Like what were like your 3 words that say like my 3 energies that I would like to feel?
You know, to sum it up, I'd say, you know, different, happy, and calm. It's a great, yeah,
I can
you know.
see that.
Yeah,
I can see
yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah.
really mellow vibe, you know.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's different.
Oh,
for sure.
Very different.
Definitely.
Very different.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And for
Appreciate it.
persons out there, I'd love for them to like get to know you better. So Kevin was asking off camera your name. Zoe.
The spelling also,
the
right?
spelling
Everything.
and everything. Talk
Right.
to us a little bit about how did you come
With Zoe.
with Zoe?
Okay. So in standard 6, I used to play basketball a lot. But I was really short as a kid, like 4'11", 5 foot. And so there's this NBA player called Lonzo Ball. And my friends used to call me Lonzo Ball when I was on the court because I wasn't that great. So yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, my name went from Lonzo to Zoe. And the special O, there's another artist called Zoe. So I needed to have a different like character in the name. So I just
So
found
you
that
put it
and that
all
was about
together.
Yeah.
And you just own that. I like how your friends managed a little insult a little bit. And
Yeah,
then you
oh,
just
yeah,
took it, and then you're like, you know what? This is gonna be my name.
I'm gonna reclaim it.
I'm gonna reclaim it in a nice way, okay?
Yeah,
I'm gonna spice it up.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
So how long from, you know, doing basketball to like putting your artistic name together did your passion for creating music and came about?
You know, I started piano when I was 4.
Okay.
I was classically trained. Gina Scott, Belize School of Music, very great
Nice.
teacher.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I quit when I was 13, took a long hiatus, and I came back when I was like 17, started creating music. And so like around my first semester at SJCJC, there was this girl that I really liked, right? And I think
There's always some girl that starts
yeah, that's how it's formed. And you know, she loved Bob Marley. And I'm like, you know, what's a better way to woo a girl than learn how to play guitar?
I agree.
And sing Bob Marley to her. Like that's perfect. And
He's gonna go the extra mile. He's going the extra mile.
Yeah. And so, you know, I said, yeah, I'm the best guitar player ever. I could play guitar. I couldn't play any guitar at the time. So I had a week to learn how to play guitar and learn how to play Bob Marley. And I did it. And I'm like, hey, I'm not that bad at singing. I'm okay at this. And then I continued. And yeah, so that's kind of the rest is history.
Look at that. You know?
Look at that.
How did things unravel? That's a pretty cool like.
Yeah.
The girl brought it out.
The girl brought it out. Yeah, she did.
And then mom's like, we're gonna hone in on this. We're gonna make this happen.
Yeah, she saw the retirement fund right there. Just okay, it was perfect. All right,
I love it.
I
love it.
I'm a cash-in.
Yeah.
I'm a cash-in.
So in that regard, so if you could describe your genre and you know your lyrics and the music you put out there, what would that be?
So you know, I think what Belize has seen so far is just the tip of the iceberg. Really, Summerful Song is what I said when I wrote it. It's actually a demo. The song that's released, I was gonna change the lyrics. I was gonna change it all with it. But that's my most basic lyrical, you know, song that I've ever written. It's honestly like not my favorite songs. Okay. But it was catchy. It was fun, and that's what it represented. But there's a lot more to come.
So on that note, like, what's your sense? What's your vibe like when it comes to a lot more to come?
Okay. So, not to spoil too much.
You can give us a little teaser.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? So, I'm releasing 3 EPs, extended plays, that are coming out once a month. And each era of the EP is going to be a different genre. So we're first starting in pop and jazz, then alternative indie pop, and then we're ending in like neon funk, pop, and alternative indie, all in one at the last.
Wow.
So it's called Flow, Fair, Free.
Flow, Fair, Free.
Yeah.
I like that. even the great names.
Thank you. Thank you.
Getting it
But
together.
also, like in terms of like the genres that you're gonna be introducing, I feel like it's new things that we're hearing from Belizean artists also. So I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
like,
you know,
hearing those,
bringing a new
those
sound to
EPs.
Belize. That's kind of that's the goal.
So
Yeah.
player free.
In that regard, how can people where can people follow you to stay tuned? Put that notification on to know when is your EP coming out.
Right. So I'm on Instagram, Zoe Music Official. That's where you can find me.
Okay.
And I'll be starting TikTok very soon. We're gonna be promoting everything.
Okay.
And Spotify, it's also Zoe, and it's Zoe on Apple Music, Amazon Music, all streaming platforms.
Very
Just
well.
Zoe.
Same name.
You know, a lot of people would usually just go to YouTube. Are you also
Right.
available on YouTube?
Yeah, we have the
Very
music
well.
video up on
Okay.
YouTube, and we're gonna be posting on more content soon.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Ooh,
I love
nice.
it.
I'm looking forward to these EPs. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I like the fact that you're switching it up every single time, so it's something new. Like you get used to this, and you're like, and I'm gonna come out of that one. I'm gonna do something else, so people can be able to be touched by your music in different ways, you know, and get all of the oomph from it.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
For somebody that's listening to your music, what would you want them to feel? Or what would you want their initial intake to be like? When I'm hearing Zoe, what's the vibe supposed to be like?
I like that.
you know, I think with my music specifically, I wanted to give every emotion. Because I'm self-diagnosed ADHD, and so I can't decide on one genre, and I can't decide on what I want to listen to.
But why decide on just one?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, I kind of got all my darts and threw it against the wall, and whatever sticks will stick. So to emit the sound that I'd want people to hear from me, it's everything. You know, you could cry to my music, laugh to my music, dance to my music.
All in one.
Do everything to my music, yeah.
It's just a whole thing together in
I
itself.
like that.
So as you are just like getting into your own, doing all these great stuff, is there like an end goal for this year that you really want to make sure, like by the ending of this year, I'm gonna be producing that 3 EPs, I'm gonna be doing this, that, like, is there like a set for you?
Well, you know, honestly, the end goal is to have more Belizean artists get into the different type of genre. I don't see much doing pop or indie or alternative or even jazz. And I think to kind of break that in for the country, that'd be, you know, a goal of mine. That's just beautiful in itself. Obviously, you know, getting some good streams, you know, getting, you know, doing maybe a couple tours, that'd be
great.
Great. But, you know, to keep it low key for now, I think.
Given the exposure, having collaborations, it'd be so great to have other artists come on and like, y'all do a thing.
Yeah, I have to say, so far it's been a pleasure, you know, getting to know you better and your journey. So another point of like the conversation today is that a music video that you're gonna share with our viewers.
Okay.
So give us, you know, like the inspiration behind the song that we're gonna be seeing and the creativity that went through in creating this video.
So Summerful Song is one of my last songs that I ever produced up on for this EP. And I remember talking to my mom, I was like, you know, my music's kind of sad. Like it's really like, I really want like a summer song. And I just wrote in one night Summerful Song. It was so basic. I repeated the words a bunch of times, but it was catchy. And that's kind of what, you know, mainstream media is right now. It's just repeating the same word over and over again. And it worked.
Yeah. So our producer says, let's not wait anymore.
Okay.
And let's see this music video.
Sure.
Yes.
So
All right.
we're gonna be able to have it here up on the screen, guys. And of course, you can be able to find this music video on YouTube, but you can also stream Zoe's music on Spotify, on Apple Music, and all the streaming platforms that you know about. And of course, follow him on Instagram with Zoe Music Official.
Right.
And get all the good stuff in. And let's see exactly when these EPs drop. And hoping to have you back to talk a little bit about those.
Yeah,
too.
I'd love to be back too, yeah.
Definitely.
So-
For a live performance, maybe the next.
Right, oh, definitely,
Ooh,
definitely.
yes,
One of
come
those
through
one
with
of those
that.
genres we're saying, you know, like I wanna like open this avenue for people. So.
Right.
You've had more than a week to learn guitar, so.
Yeah. I think
So
it'll be
I'm
good.
expecting, you know, some pizzazz.
You will.
I love it. I love it.
So without any further ado, let's get that video in.
Let's get this music video going.
Summerful song, million fresh vibes, happier times, just drink for it.
So Zoe, have you decided which one of these songs you want to debut?
I don't know. I mean, I have 2 options: Poor Boy and Smile in the Rain.
Well, Poor Boy is a little bit heavy. Smile in the Rain is a happy,
fresh song, but they're polar opposite. Do you have an idea of which direction you want to go?
No, I don't.
I think you need a vacation. Go to Belize and figure it out.
Summer full sun, new fresh vibes, happy time, just drink for life. Summer full sun, new fresh vibes, happy time, just drink for life. Sunset, dark red, sand between my toes, burning bright light while moving so slow. Who do we know? Where do we go? Moving our life, moving so slow. We can do it right, party all night. Summer full song, summer full song, new fresh vibes, happy time. Summer full song, refresh vibes, happy time, just drink for life. What can we do? What can we say? We got it all, let's do it our way. Go out and have fun, our lives are moving fast. We do it all. Fresh vibes, happy time, just drank for life. Summer full song, new fresh vibes, happy time, just drink for life.
These charter mints aren't from
We're
an
navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Cherise Halsell.
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Here are some interesting facts. Did you know the national ID is a unique number that connects your record across ministries? Trusted proof of identity. A tool to access public service faster. a gateway to digital government services, and a way to eliminate online fraud and identity theft.
The Belize National ID.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Coney Drive in Belize City. That's right on Coney Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
In Belize, some things aren't explained. They're passed down. Not because they're tradition, but because they've proven they work. When you work hard for what you have, you learn to protect it. And when the time comes, you pass that responsibility forward. Every generation faces new beginnings, but the choices that matter most are built on trust. For decades, Belizean families have relied on one place to protect their homes, their vehicles, and the lives they're building. When trust is passed down, you know it's been earned. For Belizean families, that trust has a name. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Good morning, Sunup on 7 family. Welcome back to your Friday episode. I hope that you have been enjoying what Renata and I and our guests have been putting forward for you. And as always, if you missed any of our conversations, you can always go back and watch our Facebook recorded live and stay tuned to our Facebook and Instagram pages to know our guests and what conversations they bring forward to the show. We have one last exciting conversation for you, and it's Battle of the Drums that's upcoming and it's going to be tonight. What's exciting about this event is they're going to have their first album premiere. So they're going to find out all the details about the event, what's going to take place, and some more details into this album premiere. Joining us on our couch, we're joined by Mr. Darius Avila, president of the Battle of the Drums. So Darius, good morning.
Morning.
How do you feel about tonight? How do you feel about this album premiere that's going to be featured?
Oh, excited. excited. Well, you may know that the Battle of the Drums have been around for the past 20 years. And the Battle of the Drums is used as a term to refer to a Garifuna drumming competition and show. But actually, it is a Garifuna cultural retrieval and preservation initiative. And we have 3 main programs under which we pursue that initiative, namely Garifuna Language Program, Garifuna Drum and Singing Dance Program, and Garifuna Community Support Program.
I love it. Before we continue into like diving more deeper into what Battle of the Drums is, let's introduce who's also with you, Kyle Zuniger, technical advisor of the Battle of the Drums.
Yes.
Kyle, good morning. It's a pleasure to have you on Sunup on 7.
It's a pleasure to be here.
How is your energy level today from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest?
It's about a 9.5.
I love it.
Slowly getting there. It's almost at 10.
9.5 is a great place to be, honestly.
Yeah, because when we have awards and all kind of great stuff to happen, like we have to dip on a good level to get people excited.
Yes,
absolutely.
Totally agree.
How do you feel about contributing to what is an event that brings, like heritage, musical excellence, and culture?
Well, of course, being of the Garifuna culture, I feel a lot of pride being able to help my culture move forward and help to preserve what we already have, right?
All right, I like that. So there's so many things to talk about here, right?
Yeah, where do we start this conversation? I think we could be able to talk about, how do we get to this point for the awards and the launch that's taking place?
Yeah.
Yes. So I want to say that Kyle is the major brain behind this initiative.
I love it.
Kudos
He's very
to
shy
him.
about it,
He's
right?
being so humble about it.
Modest, yeah.
I feel proud today.
Yeah, but big up to Kyle. He brings a whole lot of great things today.
I love it.
To the table. So how is it that we are where we are?
Yes.
Since 2017, we have been promoting the Belize Garifuna Song Competition. So we heard about the national competition. We have a Garifuna version to that.
Okay.
All right. And as of that date, 2017 to 2024, we now have over 50 original Garifuna songs in our library that was submitted to the competition over the years. So, given that, but before I say that, the idea behind the Garifuna Song Competition is that we are encouraging our artists to step up their game, right? To bring out quality Garifuna music. And when we say quality, we mean the lyrics are solid. The lyrics tell a story, like traditional Garifuna song. Tell a story, give an advice, talk about an experience, things like that.
Yeah.
Right? It has to be entirely in Garifuna, and it's in 5 different genres. It could be in Punta, Paranda, Hugo, Punta Rock, or a combination of any.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have 50 songs in the library. And we want to now take the artist to another level.
What is
right?
that level?
So we form a music publishing company to allow us to publish music.
Okay.
Right? So given this library of songs now, we pull out 9 songs out of the 50 and we will launch an album.
Wow.
These 9 songs and the album will be streamed on over 20 different streaming platforms.
Okay.
So what does that do to for the artist?
Tell us.
Talk about
1, it will create protection for their original work.
Yeah, I like that.
2, it will give them rights to the original works over and above anybody. And if anybody wants to use it, they'll have to come to them and pay for it.
I love that. Okay.
Right? And we are monetizing.
Yeah.
Right? So it is bringing about that monetary value. Not to mention that we are introducing the artists to a world audience.
Yeah, giving
right?
them exposure.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
That I'm just imagining. So it makes me very excited to hear that there's an album launch.
Yes.
Equally, I'm like, wow, it must have been a challenge to be able to like listen to all this music and say 9 of them are going to be featured in this album premiere. Can you give us a teaser into like 1 or 2 artists that are going to be featured in this album, and what are the songs?
Absolutely. So
we have it right here.
We have it right there.
Our trusty list.
That's a beautiful poster too, by the way.
I know.
Kudos to your artist.
We have like senior artists like Sheldon Petio from out of Sweet Pain Band, for example.
Okay.
Likewise, we have Elroy Martinez from Sweet Pain Band. But we also have a very young artist, Chantal Williams, who when she submitted her song to the competition, she was only 16 years old. All right.
Okay.
So we have a range of very young and, senior guys who have been in the industry for some time. But none of them have been exposed to what we are doing for them.
I like that.
Via this launch and via the initiative.
Okay. All right. So the premiere is going to happen tonight. What else can people expect to take place?
Okay.
So there's a list of awards, obviously, that's going to be presented to some of our very senior artists who have been performing for over 40 years. Is that right, Mr. Abba?
Yes.
Over 40 years.
Wow.
And so that's why the title of the event is Album Launch and Awards and Music Awards.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's going to be a surprise to know who's going to get awarded?
No, we will announce it. So we have 5 artists who have been carrying the industry for over 40 years.
Wow.
These are the artists on whose shoulder we stand, right? So they are Pen Cayetano.
Wow.
He will be at the concert. He will do some performances, and he will be awarded.
I love it.
Mohabub Flores.
Oh, wow.
Chico Ramos. Okay. Adrian Dedat Martinez. And, of course, Peter Poots Flores.
Yes. Okay.
Senior artists.
I love how easy this whole thing is.
Right. And then we will we will also be giving posthumous awards to those who have taken the music to the world music level.
I love it.
Right?
Okay.
So we'll be giving posthumous awards, of course, to Andy Palacio, to Aurelia Martinez, and to Paul Nobor.
Yes.
And Nuwani Martinez, the up-and-coming Nuwani Martinez, will be there to perform these songs from these gentlemen.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love the concept of heritage, the concept of legacy, the concept of sustainability and future vision that Battle of the Drums has. Congratulations to you for the organizing of this event.
Thank
Definitely,
you.
calls our viewers to come tonight. Is there, how can people come and attend this beautiful event?
Right, so it'll be at the Bliss. It was, doors open at 6:30.
Okay.
Show starts at 7. Tickets can be purchased at the Bliss.
Okay.
The box office will be open all day today.
Very well.
Perfect.
But, don't worry. You could come at the door tonight as well, and we'll allow your entrance.
And what is the cost for the tickets?
$20 across the board.
I love it.
Only $20.
And I think, just myself, what all you about to experience, what I will say is super cool. Like, they have a QR code here. You scan it, and you get the albums. I don't put.
You beat me.
Yes.
I was smiling just because I'm like, let me scan. I always see a QR code like, let me scan, and I scanned it, and literally the songs are all there.
Yeah.
Quick, simple, easy access, and the exposure, like you said, to allow persons to see this and share from Spotify, from iTunes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wanna ask you, can you give us some description as to the art that we see on your poster? Again, it's beautiful.
Yes.
Did you practice that?
So there's a whole thought process behind where we are, at this time. So that artwork was done by a PG resident.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of times are PG. Paine Punta Gorda.
Of course.
And his name is Nico Rasbiga Gomez.
Oh, okay.
He lives now in the U.S., but he keeps rooted with PG, Paine Punta Gorda.
Yes.
So we told him what we were doing, and he said, he's an artist, by the way, all right? I will create the artwork.
Wow.
And he started to put it together.
Yes.
So
We'll paint it on canvas.
it's on canvas, right? So you notice it's the forefront individual is a lady who is singing. And you notice that her eyes are closed because she's deep in
Feel it.
her expressions, right?
Yeah.
And bringing out that music. And she has some other younger and older folks basically encouraging her. to continue to sing, to continue to produce, to compose, and so forth.
And that sort of represents a community, right?
Right.
Be like, I feel like you mentioned, like Garifuna music tells a story.
Yes.
And then so it's like a community coming together and to be like, yes, tell our story, which is very important to keep the legacy going. I love art because there's so many interpretations that can come from it. Like I love the hands on the drum too because that's a very important part of it too. Like the drumming and the hands that are able to transmit this frequency and this vibrant energy that comes from it.
Yeah, you made me smile because what you were saying, while you were describing the painting, you literally described what the title of the album is.
Tell me about it then. Hamalali Wanigo.
Right, Hamalali Wanigo.
Hamalali Wanigo.
Meaning voices of our people. Yes.
Look at this.
You see? Look at you, interpreter. Take him into your exhibits, guys. He knows what he's doing.
I speak art.
And you saw the Belize map, the map of Belize?
That's the first thing that caught my eye. I was like, oh, and it's right by her head, like it's in her mind.
Yes.
You see, like Belize is there.
Yes.
And then she's wearing the colors too. So it's like all of these things, like the little intricacies you can see put out. You guys did your homework.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Y'all did your homework and you put it together well.
Definitely.
So
Sorry. Go ahead, Ren. Sorry.
So persons that are hearing this conversation, if they can't make it tonight,
yes,
how can they get access to to the album? How can they make sure they're pushing the music and making sure they're keeping the culture, the heritage, and everything rooted in itself?
Right. So I'll ask Kyle to.
So as much as we do things in person, we also have a huge presence online. So people will be able to visit our website, of course.
Okay.
A few of the songs are already on the website. You'll have a link to the entire album on different platforms, so whichever platform you prefer.
The link works well.
Yes, you'll be able to listen to the album there. As well as on our, like I said, on our social media, on Facebook. So we just talked about the art. There's already a video describing exactly how the art came together. The artist talks about it and everything. And we'll be putting out more content. There's also a definition of each song, what each song on the album means, right? The lyrics are going to be synced up in Garifuna, but you could also get the English translation to know exactly what each song is talking about as well.
Right.
So we're trying to be super inclusive with this project.
Thank you for that.
Yes. Yes.
Because imagine we just sing tap our way long, so we don't know what we're just singing.
Absolutely.
You need to have
Yes, absolutely.
You need to got a connection. You need to have a connection.
Right.
And I think even more understanding the translation of what it is, people connect even more because like, oh, that's what I feel. That's what I know. That get me into it. And I'm hoping it also produces persons to know the language more.
Correct.
Right? Because that is also the thing that sometimes there is a discrepancy in like how you're able to connect the music and the language to understand what you're really singing to. So this helps all of that.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, tonight at the concert, actually, we will be streaming the lyrics, right? Both in Garifuna and the English translations.
Love it.
So as the artist is singing, you will be understanding exactly what he's saying. All right, he's singing. All right. And likewise, it'll be videoed. We are not going live, but the video will be available.
Okay.
And we'll announce how we'll release that.
We'll share it.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
So firstly, congratulations on this milestone.
Thank you.
It'll be an album launch tonight, and people are going to be able to access it. All the artists are going to get awarded and recognized for their contribution. Also, congratulations to them in advance.
Absolutely.
Definitely, it invites viewers to show up tonight to the Bliss to get to enjoy this amazing event that you've organized.
Right.
So as we start wrapping up this conversation, I want to ask you, Kyle, what energy or how should people show up tonight at the Bliss?
They should show up ready to be indulged in the Garifuna culture. And of course, the dance, because it's going to be good music.
Okay.
So wear
That's true. Once those drums start, it's like hard to not move your feet, right?
Wear good shoes.
Right.
Or be prepared to take off your shoes.
Comfortable clothing.
Comfortable, yeah.
Comfortable clothing.
Right.
Prepare fit. What time do we start?
7 p.m. sharp.
7 p.m. sharp. And
Right.
we don't miss over time. We start on time.
Exactly.
I love what somebody's saying here. I'm really happy that you put the same price across the board.
Yes.
Because a lot of times there's always confusion with
Yeah.
different prices. So they're like, thank you for that. And so you can go to the Bliss, get your tickets, come up 7 p.m. sharp, and come for an experience of a lifetime.
Of course.
Any last words from
Absolutely.
you, Mr. Avila?
Yes, of course. I want to thank you all for allowing us to share
such a pleasure.
our work. We would like to, I would also want to thank, behind us, we have like 20 persons who are members of the Battle of the Drummers.
Okay.
They are allowing us to do this and making things happen. Of course, we could not do this without the artists, right?
Of
They
course.
responded to our call during for the competition. So again, we want to shout out to them and thank them. We'll see them tonight. And we could not do this without our sponsors. I want to recognize Minister Francis Fonseca, Minister of Culture. He is solid behind what we do at the Battle of the Drums, and we are very thankful for that. And of course, along with Niche, we have as well Will Mejia. He's always very solid behind us. Print Belize, Monkey River Eco Tours, and Ali Graphics, indeed.
Yes.
And of course, Belize City Council. We came to the city, we reached out to the Belize City Council and Mayor Bernard Wagner. Yes, we'll support this.
I love it.
So, a lot of moving parts to make this happen. We're happy as to where we are. And come out tonight, and this is a different type of concert. You will be, as Kyle said, indulge in the Garifuna culture, and there will be no disconnection. So we invite everyone, 7 p.m. sharp at the Bliss.
Very well. Thank you so much for that. When it's also time for us to
wrap up,
this show.
we have literally 1 minute. So
1
we're
minute
just
away.
going to say
Go
thank
for
you
it. Yeah.
for Byrise Foundation that are pushing for sponsorship to be able to support children in PG for our reading program. So you see how with the keep down so with all of the good vibes and the impact that's taking place. BTB was in talking about the Sustainable Tourism Conference that's happening in San Pedro. The registration is up for people to be able to go and see that. And of course, we had Zoe coming in, a rising artist that produced an amazing video that you can be able to find.
Summer Full.
Summer
Full Song.
Summer Full Song. We're just like, Summer Full. Is that Summer Full Song?
Yeah.
You can be able to go and check it out on all the streaming platforms on YouTube as well. And of course, Battle of the Drums with their album launch and the awards and everything under the sun that's taking place tonight at the Bliss Institute for Performing Arts. $20 to the ticket, come out, and that will buy you more than you can even imagine. So,
absolutely, definitely. Folks, as we wrap up, we always like to leave, it's the weekend, it's Friday, we like to leave, a little inspirational message to our viewers, as we wrap up our show. I'm going to ask you, what message would you like to leave with our viewers as they carry on today and into the weekend?
Well, I always like to refer to this African proverb, right? If many little people in many little places do many little things, we can conquer the earth.
Oh my God.
So we're little people doing a lot of many little things, and we're trying to do our own part.
I love that, because often we feel like we cannot have an impact.
Exactly.
Thank you for that reminder.
Yeah.
I am like speechless. I am not even gonna say anything, right?
Kaz I don't have any. Kyle, you could top that, or you could just compliment that. Kaz no, you know what? We drop the mic there.
Yeah, exactly. Mic drop.
Sometimes you just leave one, and that one is spreading for all.
Yeah.
Right? And so we're happy for that.
Yeah.
And just to accompany that, I'm just gonna remind you, get comfortable with being uncomfortable to make change happen wherever you are.
I love that.
So without any further ado, we
thank you so much for tuning in. We absolutely love engaging with you, Ren. It was such a pleasure hosting another episode
with our
you.
colors and our pop.
Yeah, definitely. I hope that you bring your right energy with your outfits today, and of course, have a safe Friday and a safe weekend. We're gonna see you on Monday. Is Jules gonna bring the beef on Monday? We're gonna see.
Stay tuned to see, guys.
Stay tuned to the Niaz Newcast for many updates also. But folks, see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. We absolutely love you.
Someone say that's a big
A place to call your home, a place where you can grow. Stand by me and we'll take flight. We'll be there at morning's light. I've got you covered on all concerns we share today. You will discover how the world turns each day. When the sun comes up